What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Tommy Girl, here to show you guys how to do a braided dollar sign. Dollar bills, y'all. What gonna say? I got dollars on my head, literally. 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 Anyway, y'all know with any style, we started with parting it straight down the middle. He is getting the dollar sign on the side of his head, so we did a part on the side of his head. Bear with me with trying to explain this. It's strange to figure out the words to use this, but you want to then make two circles on top of each other like you're making a snowman. So this will be the S of the dollar sign, and the middle part will be the vertical line that goes through. Before we go any further, make sure you guys subscribe, like, and comment down below what videos you want next, because how else someone knows. A little tip that I love is parting before products. You want to make sure your part is as close to what you're looking for before you start at that product. Did you guys know that sometimes some products can clog up your pores? That is exactly why you want to be putting the jam on the hair and not the scalp. You do not need to take an entire glob of jam and press it into your client's scalp. It will do fine on the hair for cleanup. Good rule of thumb. So once you have your two circles nice and parted out, you now want to work on the line that goes vertically down the middle. So I'm starting that vertical line above where the circle starts, where the S is going to start, because I really do feel like that gives the dollar sign look. So it doesn't just look like an S with a line down the middle. So I make a little square at the top and I just follow it straight through the whole thing. You're gonna see me do it. Like I said, bear with me, y'all. And once I get that parted out, I just go ahead and braid it going straight down. I do not stitch braid when it's parts this small, because that's just, child, that's too much. Okay, just cornrow it down the middle. And you don't have to braid this braid all the way down to the end. Just braid it a little bit off the scalp, because you will be adding this into the main braid. So there is another dollar sign on the other side of his head, on the opposite side of his head. So I'm just adding a little bit more to the part, because I feel like the one on the other side was bigger than the one that I had pre-parted out. So that's all I'm doing here. Anyway, once you're finished braiding that braid down the middle, and you do any tweaks, if you want to do any tweaks, you're going to separate the top semicircle from the bottom semicircle. Prep the braid by adding jam to the parts, and let's really get into it. Okay, it's going to start coming together for real. So when you start braiding, okay, bear with me, you want to braid closer to the edge of the semicircle to really get that braid to curve around to make that S. You're also going to have to come up off of the scalp eventually once you get to where the middle vertical braid is. You're just gonna braid that a couple times. I probably braided it maybe 3 to 4 times before I then went back onto the scalp on the opposite side. You're also gonna have to do a little bit of movement, because, you know, tell your client to tilt their head or something to help you out, because you will be having to make that stretch. But that I do the same thing on the other side. I braid closest to the outside of the semicircle to get that braid to curve around. If that makes sense. I really hope that makes sense. If it don't make sense, just watch, okay? Zoom in a little bit. And you're gonna do the same thing when connecting the bottom semicircle to make that S. You're gonna come up off of the scalp, braided, loose braided about 3 to 4 times, and then go right back onto the scalp. And you see how it's coming together to make that S? That's what you want. When you get down to the bottom part with the vertical, remember how we said we was going to connect that? This is the braid that you're going to connect that with. If you want to do something different and have that vertical line continue down and do a couple loop-loops with your style, that is completely fine. But what I do is I connect it to that first braid. And you're literally going to do the same thing with this part. You're gonna braid on the outside to make that curve, and then I cross them, and then I add them into their own separate braids. You're gonna see me do it. So I know with the chrome heart tutorial, you guys were kind of mad that I wasn't able to include how I did the entire style. I'm gonna be honest, I don't have that much space on my phone, okay? I pay for storage every month, and people still play on my top talking about I don't have no storage. Regardless, I did include how I did one braid just to show you how to seal the ends with the $sign. I literally crossed them and I put them in their separate braids. Even though I didn't show you guys how I finished up the entire style, this braid does show you how I add hair to a men's style. He wanted hair added because he wanted it a little bit longer. Some people add hair to get it a little bit thicker, but we are using 100% human hair for this to get it that natural look. If you want to shop this hair, it is linked on my site, and I will put it down below in the description. Also, if you guys want a in-depth tutorial on how specifically I prep the hair, add the hair, and seal the ends when it comes to adding hair for a men's style, drop it in the comment section below, and I will try my best to get you guys a video ASAP. So like I said, y'all, this all I got. Okay, this all I got. But you see how, you know, at the end it does come together. How long it's gonna pop up? Bow. Tell me that's not fire. Off the dome. Period. That's all you right there. Anyway, if you guys like this video, please like, subscribe for new videos, and comment down below what you want to see next. Tommy girl out.